Welcome to the Opal Cave. One of these times I'm going to be able to say that and not laugh at myself. But what do we have today? I've got two rings, a 10 millimeter and the 8 millimeter. I've got two pieces of Cooper PD rough, pretty good sized piece and a medium sized piece. There's a chance that each one of these will fit in this ring. Basically, the 10 millimeter one is if we win, and the 6 millimeter, whatever that one is if we only kind of win. But first, I want to apologize. I'm going to preface it with this. Every other person that I've mentioned, or seller that I've mentioned, that I've had less than stellar results from, I've had multiple people reach out and say, "Hey, same experience here. They it didn't go well." And whatever, it didn't go well for whatever reason, except one, and that was A&K Opals, Aaron and K Opals. And as I said in the last video, I didn't intend on shouting them out. Their card just happened to be sitting here, and I just got the package from Kayla, and it was on my mind, and I don't change my opinion on that I didn't see anything in it that I could use. But she wants it back, and she wants to cut something. She thinks that I think she had something in mind before she sold it, and she's excited to get it back, and she's going to show me what she gets out of it. Now, there's two reasons for this apology. One, all of the people backing her, you can probably see the comments in the last video. They're very loud that I'm wrong and I've got it wrong, and that I'm slandering her and that stuff, and that isn't my intent or what I did. Me simply saying, "Hey, I'm not happy with this," is not slandering anybody. It's my opinion. But the other one is, I repeatedly told her when she reached out to me, wanted to make it right. I said, "Don't worry about it. It wasn't enough for you to worry about it and me to worry about." And she insisted, and she insisted, and she insisted, and then she issued me a refund. And then she insisted on paying for the shipping to get the stuff back. And I was like, okay. At that point, it's in the mail back to her. She refunded me the money. I didn't care. I didn't want it. But that tells me my interactions with her show that she cares about her customers. She cares about her business. She wants you to be happy with what she's got. I shouldn't have lumped her in with the other ones. I didn't know, and so because I didn't know and I wasn't sure, I want to apologize. Here's what I want to do. We're going to cut these opals. This will be very brief. This is what I want to do. I want you guys to go meet Aaron and Kay. Find their on ankopals@gmail.com. Find them on Facebook and Instagram. A&K Opals. Here's what I want you to do. To encourage you to go find their next Facebook Live, if you will go find their next Facebook Live, bid on something and buy it. When you win it, comment that Opal Odyssey sent you. If you'll comment Opal Odyssey sent you, I will buy you a credit for $100. I'll pay for up to $100, in credit to use on their store to buy something, so you can get a nice gem, or pay for part of a gem or something like that. And I'll do that for two people. Now, I'm going to pay Kayla in advance. I'm still waiting to make sure that she's okay with this. I don't see any downside for her. I just want you guys to go meet them, see what they have to offer, know that they stand by their product and want their customers to be happy. And as my apology, the first two of you to buy something off their live, say Opal Odyssey sent me, $100 off your bid, or $100 credit to buy more than one thing, whatever you end up using that for. Two of you, first two to do it, I'll pay for the credits to her. She can invoice me. I'll take care of it before the auction, and then you guys can, without any risk, or if you choose to buy something more expensive, you'll be out of pocket for some, but you can get something for $100 on there. She'll have something that you might, I would encourage you to get some rough. I hate rubs, but you might like rubs. You might find something, they have finished jewelry and other things that you might really like. $100 toward it, and Australian, and enjoy. And please, the only thing I ask is, let me know how it went. Let me know what you got. Let me know, just what you ended up with. It'll be fun for me. So in less than 5 minutes, there's my apology. Now let's cut. We're going to cut two stones, try to set two rings, try to do a quick video, and I'm going to try and be, I only call stuff as I see it, and I want to be honest, and I want to be open, and I want to be helpful to everybody. I'm not trying to rashly harm anybody or say anything. I'm just giving my opinion on what I get. And sadly, there's a lot of people out there who are knowingly being less than honest or being less than good sellers. I know that because of all the feedback I've been getting on comments and private messages and stuff like that. Too many people are selling their junk knowingly to people that don't have a voice and are just simply not the type of people that would send something back or complain. So I've tried to be your voice for that. But if I overstep my bounds on this one, I'm sorry. We'll do better. We'll be slower. We'll pause first. I did. Most of these I've waited several days to say something, but I was wrong. Kayla, Aaron, Kay and Aaron. Go check them out. Go find their Facebook, and 2 of you get $100 on me to use in their auction. Now let's cut. Here is our rough. Now neither of these are going to be easy. Try to get the light here where you can see it better. We have a color bar. It's thin. I think it goes all the way around. It might be dead right there. Sometimes you get a color bar that doesn't actually have any color in it, but that one might. We'll see. It's pretty thin. This one's kind of the same thing, only slightly bigger. It's got a color bar there that kind of runs up on that top edge. Kind of comes down. It's not very thick. There's not a whole lot there to be able to play with or make a mistake on, but let's see if we can't get something that will fit in either our number 6 or our number 10. If we end up with one of these 2 stones in this, we won. If we end up with one in this, we still won. We just didn't win as big. It's like winning the lottery for a nickel. Should we start with the little one? Oh, I have to take this ring off. If I work on this other wheel here, I end up getting this ring and getting scratches in it. Trying to see where our color bar is at. It looks like it wedges down to nothing right there. I don't see it here, so we got to go in and looking for it. These little ones sure get little fast. We can take that top off. That ain't staying no matter what we do. Okay, so we're sure we have the color bar here, around. I'm just not seeing it yet on this back side. Might be picking it up right there. So for those of you that know, this was a handy package. 50 carats for $100. This was 2 of the best 3 in that package. You can infer anything else you want to from that. Alright, let's go down and see where we got color at. Alright, I see color right in the dead center. You can see it right there. So we probably don't want to go any further than that because of how thin that color bar is. We do want to set up our base. Need to go down a little bit more for the base. That'll work for now. I think we're ready to dock that one up and See what we can cut out of it. So just a heads up, June 3rd through the 7th, I got talked into going on a cruise. So I probably won't put out any videos that week. That'll make some of you happy. And so it'll make Mass Jab Death, I'll probably have to send them a playlist of songs to be able to make it through. But until then, there's our color bar. There's our color bar running up high. It's up high in this one, and with that little hole right there, it's really right up in the top of the, right in the tip top of the stone. So we know that's got to be our bottom because of where that color bar thing. There's an outside chance we could make this one. Nah, nope, that one ain't gonna make it no matter what. But we will try to cut the best oval we can out of it. So then you have to look, is this our oval this way or is this our oval this way? I think it's this way right here. That sand right there could be an issue. But if we do it this way, we have to take the sand out, we might still end up with that guy. Right? One night while I was out riding, graveyard shift midnight till dawn, the moon was bright as a reading light for a letter from an old friend back home. He asked me, why do you ride for your money? Tell me, why do you rope for short pay? You ain't getting nowhere and you're losing your share. Man, you must have gone crazy out there. He said, last night I ran on to Jenny. She's married and has a good life. You sure missed the track when you never came back. She's the perfect professional's wife. And she asks me, why does he ride for his money? Oh, tell me, why does he rope for short pay? He ain't getting nowhere and he's losing his share. Man, he must have gone crazy out there. Oh, but they've never seen the northern lights. White is the best color, always have to come off. They've never seen a hawk on the wing. They've never spent spring at the Great Divide. They've never heard Camp Cookie sing. I'm going to try not to lose that color by changing our oval to this orientation instead of this orientation, because I don't know how good the color is right here. That might need to go away. I know how good the color is in the other corner, so let's take the one we know about. Ah, but they've never seen the northern lights. They've never seen a hawk on the wing. They've never spent spring at the Great Divide. They've never heard Camp Cookie sing. So I read up the last of my letter, tore off the stamp for Black Jim. When Billy rode up to relieve me, he just looked at my letter and he grinned. And he said, why do they ride for their money? Why do they rope for short pay? They ain't getting nowhere. Ah! Well, I was hanging around town, just spending my time, out of a job, not earning a dime, when a feller steps up and he said, I suppose that you're a bronc fighter from the looks of your clothes. He figures me right, I'm a good one to claim. Do you happen to have any bad ones to tame? Said he's got a bad one to buck, but throwing good riders he's had lots of luck. Well, I gets all head up and I ask what he pays to ride this old nag for a couple of days. He offers me 10, I said I'm your man. Bronc never lived that I couldn't fan. Said get your saddle and I'll give you a chance. In his buckboard we hops and he drives to the range. Stays until morning and right after Chuck stepped out to see if this outlaw can buck. Down in the horse corral standing alone is an old caballo with strawberry roan. His legs are all spare, but he's got pigeon toes, little pig eyes and a big Roman nose, little pin ears that touch at the tip. Big 44 brand was on his left hip. Neck and all with a long lower jaw. I could see with one eye he's a regular outlaw. Well, I gets the blinds on him and it sure is a fright. Next comes the saddle and I screws it down tight. Then I steps on him and I raises the blinds. Get out the way, boys, he's gonna unwind. He sure is a frog walker, he heaves a big sigh. He only lacks wings for to be on the fly. He turns his whole belly right up to the sun. Sure is a sun-fishing son of a gun. Well, he's about the worst bucker I've seen on the range. He'll turn on a nickel and give you some change. He hits on all fours and goes up on high, leaves me a spinning up there in the sky. Well, I turns over twice and I comes back to earth. I lacks in a cussin' the day of his birth. Well, I know there are ponies that I cannot ride. There's some of them left, they haven't all died. Well, I'll bet all my money the man ain't alive. That'll stay with old Strawberry when he makes his high dive. We're gonna get a color bar to come up through. These cheap handy parcels, they're tough. They're not in the cheap parcels for no reason. And the color bars are often tricky, pinchy, wavy. Still down there. We're going for it. Well, he walks out in the arena, all dressed up to the brim. Said he just came down from a place called Highland Rim. Said he came to ride a horse, the one they called the Brute. But he didn't look like a cowboy in his continental suit. We snickered at the way he dressed, but he never said a word. He walked on by the rest of us as if he hadn't heard. $1,000 went to the man who could ride this wild cayuse. A meaner horse was never born than the one they called the Brute. The horse that he was looking for was in shooting number 8. He walked up very slowly, put his hand upon the gate. We thought he must be crazy when he opened up the gate. Standing just inside was 1,500 pounds of hate. Well, the buckskin tried to run him down, but the stranger was too quick. He stepped aside and threw his arms around the horse's neck. And he pulled himself upon the back of the one they call the Brute. Sat like he was born there in his continental suit. Well, the Brute's hind end was in the air, front end on the ground, kicking and a squealing, trying to shake that stranger down. But the stranger didn't give an inch. He came to ride the Brute, and he came to ride the buckskin in a continental suit. Well, I turned around to look at Jim. He was watching me. He said, "I don't believe the crazy things I think I see. Well, I think I see the outlaw, the one they call the Brute, ridden by a cowboy in a continental suit." Well, the Brute came to a standstill, ashamed that he'd been rode by some city cowboy in some continental clothes. The stranger took his money. We don't know where he went. We don't know where he came from, and we haven't seen him since. Well, the moral of the story, never judge by what men wear. Underneath some raggy clothes may be a millionaire. Everybody listen, don't be fooled by don't be fooled by this galoot. Sure enough, bronc buster in a continental suit. So this one's too big so far. I mean, we're not done. It might get shrunk down, but right now it's too big. Looks like we just had a chip fall off, so that'll reduce it. And you know it didn't fall off the crummy side. Maybe a little bit better color underneath there, but we got these 2 sand spots. Maybe enough color bar to get through them. I mean, I do like to do videos to let you know that, hey, they don't all work out. But I don't like to do videos that show you, hey, they don't all work out. I'd rather be like, look at this amazing opal. Trust me, I would rather be doing that right now. Those of you that know the 50 carats for $100 handies, if you've wondered what's in them and what they cut, like I said, this is 2 of the best, 2 of the only 3 in the parcel that I thought would cut. There is one that I think is the best, the Kingstone of the bunch, and I saved it. But let's move to the finishing well and see if we can get that sand out and have a stone. neither of these work out, what we'll do is we'll go inside to some of the previous stones that you've seen me cut. We'll pick one, and we'll end up with something in the ring by the end of this. We're still holding on to the color, we're almost through the sand. Okay, you can see there's just a hint of that sand left. There's our stone. You still see the sand right there? You still see the color in it? Should we keep trying to get the sand out, or? Arrgh! Clean? See? Not quite. The color is actually getting better, I think, a little. So maybe we go down a little bit further, try to get that sand out. Maybe we get our ring stone right here. The bigger stone flipped off when I took it off the topping stick, and I'm not gonna crawl around with my hands and he's looking for that piece of junk. This one, I decided that if we cut it down, it might just make it. It might just try hard enough that if we cut it to this size, and I've kind of reduced it about half of what it was. I think it would have been about 1.5 carats maybe. Now I'm thinking we're down to about 0.75. These 6mm stones are so tiny. You people that cut these regularly by choice, my hat is off to you. Because we're still, look at how tiny that is. We're still too big. I don't know why I ordered rings with settings this small. Still too big. It would really take an impressive stone to be able to look good in a setting that small. Now this is just me being stubborn, because I can be. I don't want to surprise any of you, but okay, here's what I did. I went and picked through my smallest, tiniest stones. And I had to go cut them all even smaller to make 4. And these 5 or 6mm stones, they're all They're all like 3/4. 0.84, 0.62, 0.72, 0.70. So I have 4 of these. I think we might set all 4 of them. I'll show you here in a second. A couple of these, I tried to pick ones that were good enough that even at small, it would kind of stand on their own. Little Jimmy green one right there. That is a Lambina. Tom, you'll recognize that one. Alright, it's nearly impossible to try and get a good look at all 3 of these at once. So let's look at them one at a time. Alright, first one here. These are just simple little 6mm oval rings. I think I got 2 in size 6 and 2 in size 8 because I had some in size 7 already. But for a small one, that's a nice little stone. Okay, there's the other one. These 2 are Cooper Pedy. And this last one is Lambina. Probably the best stone in the lot. Probably the hardest one to film. The light that's good for Cooper Pedy isn't necessarily the best light for Lambina. But that's a nice little stone. Anyway, here we go, Tommy. I finally got a Lambina and got it set in something. Now those little teeny tiny stones are crazy to cut. I don't know how you guys do the 3 and 4 point stone, 3, 4, 5. Those were all over 6, 7, 8. And they're tiny. I mean, you could cut them smaller, but it's hard to get one that has any color in it when it gets to be that small. But I think those turned out good. Thank you everybody for watching. Again, so I got confirmation. Kayla's on board. She invoiced me. I paid for the 2 $100 gift certificates credits to be able to use at her auction. She has auctions every Sunday at 10 a.m. Shoot, I better go check. No, Sunday 9 a.m. and that's Australia time. For me, that's 16 hours behind. So Sunday at 9 a.m. would be Saturday at like 3 p.m. here in Utah for me. You'll have to do the math, but that 9 a.m. is actually a pretty good time for us in the States and for Australia because it's not in the middle of the night. Some of the Facebook Lives that I've been on, I have to get on there at 1, 2, 3 in the morning to catch them, and that'll be a good time. So remember, it's easy. Get on there. Engage in the Facebook Live auction, buy something. As soon as you win it, you can just say Opal Odyssey sent me, and you'll receive a $100 credit. First 2 people to do it will get the credit. Thanks, and please like and subscribe.